It is recording now.
Hello and welcome to Parasol Geek, the place to
get your geek on.
Nice. Today's episode is everything you ever wanted to know about going to Angoulême.
That's right.
For their comic festival.
Mm-hmm. Now, where's Angoulême located?
In France.
Where in France?
It is somewhere on the western coast, not far from Bordeaux.
That's right. For you wine drinkers.
Yeah, places we can go next time.
Yes.
But right now...
Yes, right now we're talking
about
Angoulême.
And since it was our first visit there, we thought we'd document things that we wanted to know but couldn't find online.
That's right.
Which is where do you arrive? What's the train station like? Where do we get our passes? Where do you get your bracelets? How do you get more information?
That's
All
right.
of that is in this video.
Yes.
And you get to see a little bit about the city.
Absolutely, because...
And some general things.
For us North American folks, we're used to comic book festivals or Comic-Cons, and we think it's one convention center. Well, I'm here to tell you, it is the whole town. It's incredible.
It, blew our minds.
Blew our minds.
Yes.
It was awesome.
It was the comic heaven.
Yes, because it was a comic festival dedicated to comic books, not movies and with a little dash of comic books or video games or toys or anything else. I mean, that stuff was there.
Yeah, they weren't using comics to lure you into movies or to lure you into video games. It was straight up...
Or the other way around. Movies to lure you into comic books.
That's true, too.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was all about books everywhere, and so many people were into it, all ages. It was fantastic.
It was great. And you had people from Peru and Africa. From everywhere.
Yeah, all over Europe, all over lots of languages too. It wasn't French. That's what we were afraid of too, that everything would be in French. But we even had a surprise visit and got to meet the makers of ElfQuest.
Yes.
They were just there, and I thought, oh my God, I'll get this autographed by them.
And we ran into the first retailer to buy our comic book, Samurai Elf.
Wasn't that funny? From
Toronto.
And his comic book store?
The Beguiling. If you're in
Beguiling.
Toronto, go to the Beguiling.
Yes.
It is the best comic shop in that city.
That's right. So that was nice. That was very odd that we bumped into friends, made some new friends.
Especially because I had been talking about the Beguiling a few minutes prior to that, which was really strange.
Very.
But anyway.
Ooh,
yeah.
Kind of strange connection, yes.
Yeah.
And come back at the end, and we'll do a bit of a wrap-up, and we hope you enjoy it.
Yeah, I hope so. Enjoy.
Meet you back at the end.
Yeah, bye. This mural was fantastic. It's interesting because we almost missed it when we were there.
This mural is stunning. It perfectly encapsulates the Bande Dessinée festival at Angoulême.
City Hall.
Yeah. Yes, their city hall is literally a castle at the top of a hill. But for tourists like us, it's a great place to navigate around the city. If you bought your tickets online, you can come here to exchange them for bracelets. If you haven't yet, just go to the ticket booth and buy them directly. This was located right in front of City Hall, but they have them in different locations throughout the city. If you're a child under 10, you actually get in free, and they receive these passes. Everyone else will get a bracelet with the number of days you paid for indicated. This is just an example of a feature exhibit that's right by City Hall. This year was Titeuf.
Tourist office.
Yes.
Is a very good place to get your, not get your geek on, but actually get your bearings.
And this here is like the tourist office, but specifically for festival information.
Right.
And then, just as an added bonus, the city has free buses that take you around.
And the obelisk is dedicated to the creator of Asterix.
Very nice. Everybody knows Asterix is very popular here in France.
Yes. Bumped into Peter from the Beguiling. It's the best store in Toronto for buying your comic books. It also happens to be the store that bought Samurai Elf. Our first
store to carry it. That's right.
Still, at this point, my brain hadn't registered that it was the whole town.
Yeah.
I was still kind of thinking convention center.
Exactly.
So we came here to go in to check out some of the goodies that they had there. And lo and behold, you come in and you see all these artists drawing, signing, all this wonderful stuff.
These were Chilean writers and artists who were selling their books, and they were so nice we bought one, and they personalized it, which was wonderful. One of the most super exciting parts of Angoulême was getting to meet Wendy and Richard Penny, creators of ElfQuest. Absolutely floored. The talent that these two have in combination is wonderful. Get to speak to someone in English was also a good plus. They were kind enough to sign our books for us. We chatted for a little while. They're lovely people, and it was a wonderful experience.
Here we have a church. Even the church gets into the comic book action.
Yeah, this is one thing that really surprised me. Their cathedrals, their churches, they all were part of the festival.
That's right.
And as we walk inside, you'll see that they were selling books. They had authors signing. Now, of course, the emphasis is on Christian Bande Dessinée.
Yes, Bande Dessinée.
And this was the Indie Pavilion.
Yes.
The small press.
The manga pavilion.
There's more pictures of the Indie Pavilion on the website.
Yes.
And this one, manga had a lot of it had the best toys.
Yes, it had more like toys, more collectibles than anything else.
Like, of course, manga, all of that. But, so kids were having fun buying...
Yeah, they're in their loot.
Yes.
And here we have Osamu Tezuka.
Yeah, we were so happy to see the Tezuka exhibit.
Yes, that was a pleasant surprise.
And it was amazing seeing his actual artwork. And we'll have an episode where it's only the pictures and what we saw at the Tezuka exhibit.
Yes.
But it was inside the Musée d'Angoulême.
Yes.
And just some of the artwork. It was amazing to see his actual inks.
This was incredible.
Yeah, very cool.
This with the you had a pen that you could shine a light pen. You shine over it, and you get to see all this different type of stuff. And here we had the actual pages, what you were about to talk about. And the pages were probably like smaller than paper than the regular letter size, which was insane.
He had some very interesting ones dealing with Nazis and with
fascism.
And then
Naoki Urasawa.
That's right. Two big highlights for us at the festival.
Yes.
And Miguel admiring some of his work and being wowed and amazed.
Yes. Drinking it all in.
Yes.
Soaking
it all in.
Yeah.
But drinking, that's true.
Soaking, drinking, absorbing.
Yeah, they just had tons of his art too. It was really good that he allowed them to just had stacks of his sketches and inks and colors, and so it wasn't just on the wall like a gallery exhibit. They just had tons in
the
glass.
Thing that always surprises me is how much he does with so little. It looks so realistic. And here we have the actual interview. They had an interview with Urasawa.
Here, we'll let him speak for a little bit.
Donc si je rends les planches à l'éditeur lundi, et en fait 3 jours après, je dois rendre le chapitre suivant. Et donc les mangaka japonais vivent tous comme ça à ce rythme-là.
Merci beaucoup encore Naoki Urasawa pour cette rencontre internationale.
This is just a little bit around the city.
Yeah.
So you're in France, you have to have an accordion.
You gotta have the accordion.
And you gotta have the kooky guy.
And if you're in a comic book town, you have to have a gigantic head to the creator of Tintin, Hergé.
Or as they say, Tintin.
Tintin, yes.
When I said Tintin, they had no idea what I was talking about. And of course, kids will stick their fingers up his nose.
Yes.
And this just shots around town of art on the walls.
Yes, it's fantastic. Everywhere you turn around, everywhere you go, you turn around, you see some comic book art.
And beautifully done.
Yes, very
really
well
bright
executed.
colors. I mean, these days were very cloudy days. It's January, so kind of gloomy. But the artwork really stood out. Yeah. Again, Titouf, the very popular character. This was just randomly. We were walking around town, and this was painted on somebody's door.
Yeah.
I mean, how cute is that?
And here you have, I think it was the movie theater. They had
Kirikou.
Kirikou.
Which
Kirikou.
is, we used to watch it when we were young. Our kids love it.
Yeah.
Wonderful animated movie.
Yeah.
Some fanboys even in France, of
Yes,
course. Star Wars
cosplay.
is universal.
Cosplay. Grumpy Luke, as I like to call him. And here we have the famous statue of Corto Maltese, which I've been dying to see for so many years.
Yeah.
I was happy I finally got to see it. Welcome back. I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope it gave you a taste of what it's like to go to Angoulême.
Yes, that's what we were hoping for. To give you an idea, if you went, this is what it would look like.
Uh-huh.
This is what it felt like. So sort of a general introduction.
That's right. And I highly recommend, if you get a chance to get outside of one and get to see another comic convention outside of the United States or Canada. Angoulême should be up there for you.
Yes,
to check
and
out.
it's a quick train ride from Paris, and it's cheap. You can get really cheap train tickets. It's on my blog post that goes with this video. The cost, how to get there. On the blog post we talk more about how to actually physically get there.
Yeah.
Train rides, buses. That there are free buses once you're there to take you around.
That's right.
As we mentioned in the video as well, it's very easily accessible.
Exactly, and what's really cool is the cab driver. This really cool
met a great
guy
cab driver.
Met a great cab driver. He said that it was the con of comic books, and I think that's probably the best way to.
The King Kong of comics.
Well, like the
He
Con
didn't say
Film
that,
Festival,
but
the
yes.
Con Festival, but for comic books.
It's just such a different way to promote comics. The entire city.
Yeah.
Not just, as you said in the introduction, it's not just one center. It is the entire city.
The entire thing.
It's such a strange idea.
It's really,
Everything.
really fantastic.
The churches, the cathedrals,
Yeah.
the city hall.
The churches, believe it or not,
Everything
the churches
had
comic
books
book
inside, autographs.
tables.
They had artists and writers, fans. Amazing.
And plus, they have permanent art,
My kind of town.
like statues, like the one dedicated to Hergé.
Hergé.
Hergé. Oh, see, that's.
It's okay.
Hergé.
My accent's bad too.
Yeah, my accent's terrible.
And they had the beautiful Corto Maltese.
Beautiful Corto
I say that like I'm
Maltese.
Spanish. Yeah.
Corto Maltese.
I don't know how French people say that.
I don't know either, but a
And
lot of
the
great
obelisk outside the train center. Lots of things.
Yeah, which was dedicated to the gentleman who created Asterix.
Aha. Yes.
Yes.
And that was in the video as well.
So yeah, so
So we'll have 2 more videos because it was just too much to show in one.
Yeah.
And one will focus on
Osamu Tezuka, and
Yes.
the other one will focus on Naoki Urasawa.
very nice. And Miguel got to sit in on what did they call it?
It was basically like an interview. They were interviewing him.
A live interview with
Fantastic
Urasawa.
interview.
And he spoke, and I didn't get to go. I was with the kids.
Yeah, they were too impatient to see something like
But
that.
I'm glad that you got to see that. But all of us got to see the Tezuka exhibit at the museum, which was fantastic.
Yes, and it was completely by, in terms of the Urasawa thing, it was completely by accident.
It was. We were waiting in line, and we weren't sure what it was for.
Yeah, we were hoping to get to see the actual, just the gallery part of it.
Right.
I thought that was that because it was our last day there. And lo and behold, we just lucked out. We happened to be one of 300 people that managed to get in.
Right. We were in the line to actually hear him speak, which
Yeah.
was ridiculous.
Which was pretty cool,
Yes,
actually.
very cool. So you'll see that in the next couple of weeks. We'll post
Yes.
those, and you can see the art and enjoy some of the clips from the Urasawa conference.
That's right.
Okay, so thanks for joining us.
Thanks for
And don't
joining us.
forget to get your geek on.
Get your geek on. Come back to us, please.